grew up in the Netherlands, which at the time was a postmodern and post-Christian culture. I believed in God, and I talked about him because he was so real to me, and it was normal to me there. Then as a teenager, my family and I, we moved to the United States, and this was a modern and Christian country. And so I learned a new way. I learned that being Christian meant going to church and getting people who did not yet know Jesus to get them on the topic and talk about Jesus and hopefully get them to pray the prayer all in one sitting. I could never do that. And so now that culture is changing from less Christian into post-Christian and to postmodern, it became familiar again. I realized I know what to do in this setting. You live your life and you are the story, and that way people can experience who Jesus is. And if he's real to you and he's part of your everyday life, then weaving him in is just part of the story. And so my inspiration was just to tell people in churches to live their story so that people can meet Jesus. And that's my inspiration behind writing The Story Lives. It's really for maturing Christians and Christian leaders. Most Christians tend to live their stories in boxes on a Sunday morning, in a box called the church. And so people in the community are not experiencing who Jesus is. What did Jesus do? He lived his story in the community. And so we need to get out in the community. And so this book talks all about knowing how we're wired and then using that wiring in our context, in the community, so that people can experience who Jesus is. I hope that they will discover that they really do have a story, that they are a story, and that they are unique. There's nobody else ever like them. And so if they're not the best self that they can be and live that out for purpose, with passion for Jesus, then we're going to miss out. God placed him today in this context and in this culture. So if they don't live their story, they're going to miss out. We're going to miss out. So I hope what they get out of this book is that they're unique, they matter, their story has purpose, and if they tell their story for Jesus, God can do great things with their lives.